My name is Rose Amador Beau. I am President and CEO of CTC. Our mission is to help people through employment and education become self-sufficient. We have a day worker center. We have educational programs so people can get their GEDs. We serve a variety of people, people who've just become unemployed, people who have never worked. We work with homeless people. We work with people who have just gotten out of prison and have to re-enter the workforce. So we're full service. I think it's seeing people make the change, become successful, make that transition, and actually having an impact on people's lives, a positive impact. To see these success stories is what it's all about. Cihuapilli Rose Amador Beau, and this is Native Voice TV. Welcome to the show. Well, I'm here with my co-host, Craig Pasqua.
Hi, Rose.
Hi, welcome.
Thank you.
How's it been?
How's
it going? Good.
Good.
We have a lot of things this year going on.
We do, yeah. That's 2016, make it the year of the Indian.
That's right. Well, every year should be our year, right?
There are a lot of activities, special activities coming up.
Yeah, in March, we have the Mexican New Year's.
That's right, and then Mother's Day, we always have the Stanford Mother's Day powwow.
That's right, that's always fun when you have to come out to that one. And in September, we celebrate the American Indian Heritage Celebration. Last year, we were at the fairgrounds, and we had Billy Mills, and it was fantastic.
That was a great day. We had a lot of visitors that day. A lot of good food, a lot of good times, a lot of good pictures, memories.
He was great, huh? He was so gracious.
Very inspirational.
Just so nice.
He's wonderful he's a real model that our youth can look up to.
Yeah.
And our adults too.
He was great. Well, today we're going to learn about the Native TANF program. Okay. And we have our guest with us today.
Okay, and I'll move over. And today our guest is Lee Gardner, and he is with Tribal TANF program. And welcome, Lee.
Thank you for inviting me, Craig. And thank you, Rose.
Welcome,
it's an honor
Lee.
to be here. Yes, I do work for the Native TANF program in Santa Clara County, and our office is on 1st Street in San Jose. I'm a job developer and also a job coach, and I really enjoy my position at Native TANF.
Now, the TANF program's been around for a while in San Jose. What, about 10 years or so?
Yeah, I think a little over 10 years.
Oh, okay.
What does TANF stand for?
TANF stands for Temporary Assistance to Needy Families.
Okay. So these would be Native needy families,
right? Yeah, Native enrolled members.
Enrolled members.
The children, one child has to be an enrolled member of a registered tribe.
Okay.
Yeah.
So one child in the family, then the whole family qualifies, or how does that work?
Yes. That's a requirement. The child, they have to have an enrolled child from a federally registered tribe.
Okay.
Otherwise, you're just not going to be guaranteed to be entered into our program. That's the requirement.
Okay. Are there a lot of need for the services here in our county?
Oh, definitely, because Silicon Valley is so tremendously expensive to live here. It's just, even for people that have jobs like myself, and I can only imagine, being on food stamps or general assistance. It's just very, very, very expensive place to live here in Silicon Valley. So our services are definitely needed for Native families.
So are you seeing your client base population go up or go down, or well, it's not going down, but is it?
We could actually use more clients, because I think what has been happening is because it's so expensive to live here in Silicon Valley, some families are moving out of the area to cheaper places to live, like the Central Valley in California, for example. So we're kind of losing clients. Actually, we could really use some more.
And it could be that they might be getting services from the general population of social services and not even be aware that there's a Native TANF program.
Yeah, that is probably a possibility too. You're right.
Now, are your services similar to the regular TANF program the county has?
Yeah, they're similar, but there's some things that are improved. Like, for example, we have good grade incentives for the children, and I don't think that the general population has that. And we're forming a partnership with the Career Closet, and that's to help with clothing assistance.
Well, let me ask you about the grade incentive. How does that work for the children?
Okay, so it's based on, like, for example, if you get a B average, there's a certain amount of a monetary reimbursement, and if you get A average, it increases. And I can't remember the figure off the top of my head, but yeah, obviously it makes you strive for really good grades because there's more money in the reimbursement.
Does it really give incentive to the kids to try and?
I think it would. If I was a kid and I could earn money to go to GameStop, I mean, that would motivate me.
That worked for me.
Yeah.
I remember growing up, we used to get amusement park tickets in Tulsa, where I grew up.
Yeah.
And it was an incentive program?
For every A, you got to ride Zingo for just show me a report card.
Oh, really?
And
That's
yeah,
cool.
and Zingo at the time was a big wooden roller coaster, and pales and stuff to Great America these days. But back then, that was the thing to do in Tulsa.
Wow.
Nice.
So
Nice.
that is good to give the
Works.
kids incentive, and
Right.
they feel important too that their grades are being watched and recognized by the community too.
Exactly, like they're doing their homework for a purpose.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Right. Games.
Right.
So can we talk a little bit about eligibility? Is that open
Yeah.
to, do you have to show your CDIB or something?
Oh yeah, you have to show
What-
your card. You know, when you,
Okay.
like, for example, I'm registered with the Bishop Paiute, for example, and I have a card, and so that's the same thing for our clients. They have to be registered, and otherwise, you know, they're just not going to qualify. Unfortunately,
Right.
yeah, you have to show the verification that you are registered.
Okay.
Exactly.
And what other types of services do you have for the clients?
Okay, so I work in the career development department, but there's also education and helping like the young people get their education. It could be the single moms, for example, when you return to school, and there's like go to college, you know, Evergreen, De Anza, or even to San Jose State. And there's also helping the children with, you know, finishing their education, getting their GEDs for the teenagers. And then we also have women's activities like Motherhood is Sacred and Fatherhood is Sacred, for example, and arts and crafts. This is beading,
good.
making moccasins.
So,
Yes.
Bishop Ranch Paiute. I'm actually happen to be Pit River Paiute,
Oh, beautiful.
and we were
Okay.
from up Bernie Falls. But Bishop, my aunt lives in Bishop
Okay.
on the reservation up there.
Wow, that's where my grandma's from, Bishop.
And it's beautiful there.
Yeah.
And I had a cousin there, and he taught me to go rabbit hunting around Mount Tom.
All right. Sounds like a lot of fun.
It was. Well, it's a lot of fun, and it's. Have you been to Bishop?
I've never been there. No.
It's on 395. It's a lot of people from LA go up to the Mammoth Mountains to ski, and Bishop is a large town. So they
And
can
the
all-
reservation's right there in the,
Yes.
or that is the town.
No, the reservation's it's
On the
probably
outskirts of the town?
It's a rancheria.
Okay.
Yes, of course, on the outskirts of town, and a few. I don't know actually how large it is, but it's probably a couple, 3 blocks.
Now you're Navajo as well, right?
Yes, my father is full-blooded Navajo, so yeah, I'm 50% Navajo and 50% Bishop Paiute. It's kind of perplexing that they made me choose one tribe or the other. Originally, I registered as a Navajo, and then I changed my mind probably 8 years ago, and I registered myself and my 2 daughters as Paiute. But they wouldn't let us be both. We're not allowed to be Navajo. You know, some people say Navajo is Dene, but we're not allowed to be Dene, Navajo, and Paiute. They say you have to choose.
See, I think that's wrong.
I-
I think that's
yeah.
wrong because the government shouldn't be saying what you are. You have to choose, and you have 2
Yeah.
parents, or you have however many tribes that you can relate
Exactly,
to,
exactly.
and you shouldn't have to choose one over the other because that can cause conflict in the family as well. I mean, you choose
Yeah.
this tribe over that tribe.
Yeah, it causes conflict in our self-identity.
Sure.
I feel really
sure.
conflicted. Having to make that choice was.
Why did you change from Navajo to Paiute?
Well, at that time, the Paiutes had a casino, and the Navajos didn't. And now the Navajos have a casino. But I have no, it's too much work to change. I'm just going to stick with the Paiutes because it's a lot closer drive than driving all the way to Arizona. So I'm going to stick with the Bishop Paiutes, and
Yeah.
my kids like the Bishop Paiutes as well. I'd really like to go to the Paiute Palace. Like, have you been there, Craig?
It's right across the street from my
Okay.
aunt's home.
Have you been, do you like it?
I actually haven't been there.
Oh, okay.
I mean,
Yeah.
I've seen it,
Yeah.
but I haven't stopped in yet.
Okay, I really want to go there. Yeah.
Not much of a casino person.
Right. Yeah. Maybe just for the good deals on the food.
Down the good deals on the food. And
Yeah.
I actually met my wife in Reno at a casino, but that's another story.
Another story for another.
Thanks for sharing.
Good one. I'll have to
Great.
hear that one, Craig.
Thanks.
All right.
Still working.
So there's other benefits of the casino, right?
Right. Exactly.
Yeah, besides finding your wife.
That's beautiful. Okay.
So let's talk about some of the other services at the TANF program.
Oh,
So you
sure.
said you have beading and
We ma-
dance or
yeah,
clothes
yeah,
making
we
or
made moccasins,
regalia?
for example.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and one of the ones that I'd really like to try, but it sounds really hard, is basket weaving, making baskets.
Uh-huh.
And that just sounds really hard and really challenging. But I mean, I think we're going to try that within a month at Native TANF, the employees. We're going
Uh-huh.
to give it a shot.
Oh, cool.
And I'm looking forward to it, the challenge.
Now, I know the program's been around for a long time, so you probably have some great success stories. I don't know how long you've been there, but
Yeah.
there are success stories that have come out of the program.
Oh, yeah. Well,
That-
yeah, I've been there since March. I
Okay.
still remember when I started March 23rd
Uh-huh.
of 2015. And yeah, we do try to get our clients connected to employers. For example, there was a job fair in October, and we took one of our clients, and she did so well with the employers that she lined up 3 interviews at that one job fair.
Wow.
'Cause,
That's great.
Yeah, my coworker and my boss, Kwasiwat, she just got her really motivated, and she totally assisted her, with interview preparation, on the spot, your 30-second elevator speech. And she just really knocked it out of the park, and she was able to get 3 interviews from one job fair.
That's
Well,
wonderful.
see
Yeah.
what will motivate anybody.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
That's
So
great. That's great. And I know some of your clients have gone on to college, gotten their degrees, and have become very successful.
Right, and gotten jobs at the Indian Health Center. They started out as maybe interns, and then they wind up with full-time jobs.
Or they get a job at Connexion.
Right. Exactly.
So how large is the staff at TANF?
In our building, I would say we have about 11 staff members, including IT and the secretary, about 11 people.
That's a good amount.
And I know
Yeah.
you have an internship program in the summertime, because we've had interns from your program at Connexion where they've, youth come
Right,
during
native
the
youth.
summertime.
Yes.
And they've been wonderful.
Oh, that's
I mean,
great.
we've had some of the same students 2 or 3 years in a row, and it's great to see them mature, and they're such great workers and have such a great future ahead of them.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to doing that this summer in 2016. That'd be great. That'll be my first summer, because I just started in March. But yeah, they'll be super. So I'm looking forward to the summer youth program, bringing more interns.
What do you do in the summer youth program besides?
Well, we just try to link them up to employers, basically.
Okay.
And that's the time when they're out of school and they have a lot of time on their hands, and so they want to use that time in a constructive manner by getting a job.
So this is mostly for graduates or high school?
Younger people, like in high school, for example.
Okay.
Yeah, as long as they're over 16.
Over 16?
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, when you're working with a family, do you work with all members of the family? I mean, the kids in school and the parents and so
Yes,
forth?
yes, we try to be connected with the whole family, not to leave people out. Yeah, we try our best.
Oh, that's
It
great.
depends what department, for example, but in the career development department, obviously you're going to focus on the person that is asking for a job assistance, a career development assistance, but you don't want to forget about the other family members. You always want to invite them to family night, for example, or the holiday parties. Like we had Thanksgiving and Christmas parties, and everybody was invited, and it was a really good success.
Oh, that's great.
Yes.
That's great.
Must help if the family's supportive.
Oh
in that
yeah,
role.
yeah. You want to keep them supportive, and it's nice when they are, and they are most of the time. It's great.
Well, that's good. That makes
Yeah.
things go easier, and
Yeah, really
Just-
smooth.
it provides a sense of pride for the family.
Exactly, I agree.
So, is there anything else we're missing about the programs at Tribal TANF?
Well, I mean, I was introduced by being a member of Tribal TANF, an employee. I was introduced to this organization, Connexion, that Rose is a part of, a big part of. And I was introduced to La Raza Roundtable meetings. And before I didn't know about those. I think there's one coming up soon.
Yes.
And so, yeah, it's a great place to make connections. You know?
Right, a lot of those organizations, Connection, La Raza Roundtable, and you know, they include a lot of Mexicas, a lot of Native people,
Right.
Latinos, just a mixture of people. But you do have a lot of Native population going to a lot of those, those meetings, because you have a good cross section of the community there, and elected officials, and access, to
Right.
people in power.
Exactly, and I also learned about the Aztec dancing. Like I'm a beginner now at Aztec dancing. Every Wednesday at 7.
That should be good exercise.
Yeah, it is. It's great fun and it's great exercise. So,
And that is where with
the
Capoli Tonaleque?
Yeah, at the Mexican Heritage Center on Alum Rock and King every Wednesday at 7.
Every Wednesday. So if you want a good workout.
Yeah.
Okay, so if somebody is watching the program and they want to enroll in the Native TANF program, again, where do they go and what do they need?
Okay, you want to go to talk to our secretary, and
And you're located at
2480 North First Street.
3480?
No, 24.
2480.
2480 North First Street, Suite 140.
Okay.
And it's approximately 100 yards off the light rail. If you're
Okay.
taking
Oh,
light rail,
good,
it's very
good.
close to the light rail. Or you could call our phone number, 408-433-1000, and get more information from our great secretary, Linda.
Okay.
Or
And
it is-
Linda
and
can
the-
tell them the process
Yes.
of registering for your programs.
Oh, totally. She's an expert at the procedures of enrolling in TANF.
Wonderful.
Yes.
Well, I want to thank you for being here, and we'll look forward to your programs and seeing you out there in the community.
I really appreciate you inviting me, Rose and
Oh,
Craig.
you're more than
Thank you very
welcome.
much.
You're welcome.
welcome.
Thank you. Thank you. Well, I'm glad to hear that you're from the Bishop Ranch Paiutes. So that's
It's super.
Great.
All right.
Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome.
thank you.
And stay tuned for our next segment. Hi, I'm Cihuapilli Rose Amador Beau, and this is Native Voice TV. Welcome to the show. I'm here with my co-host, Craig Pasqua. Hi, Craig.
Ocio, Rose.
And I was just admiring this beautiful work in front of us. Look at these boxes. They're just lasered so beautifully. And we have our guest who actually did the work today.
Yes, today our guest is Raymond Fiddler. Raymond, Cheyenne River Sioux and Standing Rock Lakota.
Ha.
Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Welcome. We were just admiring your boxes here.
Thank
Those
you.
are gorgeous.
Yeah, we've been working on the boxes since like 2012. My very dear friend Christy Mariano, she does helps with all the lasering and the design work, and we've just been building boxes and kind of filling the need, for the community.
Yeah, so you kind of specialize the designs on them to what people request, or you just
definitely.
come up with your own
Custom.
designs, or how do you?
Anything anybody wants, we'll be able to put it in. I mean, a picture from a phone, take a picture of you, and we'd be able to put it on a box.
Oh, I like that.
And it's really a testament to the new technology we have today. We do all the work at Tech Shop in San Jose, and it's a community place that has all of the machines in there that you can go in and do the work. 4 years ago, say 2011, I wouldn't have been able to do this down here in the valley, right in downtown San Jose.
Right.
I would have to take it over the hill and and do it at my own shop. But here, being in the community down here and being able to find the lumber and really get it out to the community and share their and your dreams, and your visions, and then be able to put them on wood that we'll be able to work it out.
How long does it take to put together the box?
Oh, it depends. It can go from anywhere from 3 days up to a week, depending on like the smaller ones. They take at least 2 days because it takes me time to mill the wood, and then time for Christy to do the laser and the discuss of the design on it, and then for me to finish it out. This morning I was at the shop at 5:30 this morning, finishing the last touches on some of these here, so we can have them here today. We were so busy with just regular orders, of word of mouth orders, that we don't just make them, like you said, or they're people's designs or things that we come up with. Lately, we haven't had time to come up with our own things because people have just been we've been overwhelmed with, so awesome.
I bet. Well, I
community
have to
members
admit,
and
I
response.
have a Golden State Warriors one, and
Yes, you do.
and
That's
you
awesome.
do beautiful native ones, and they could be used for anything, for feathers, for jewelry, for ashes, anything,
Uh-huh.
right?
Yes, in fact, I just have an order for one for an interment for ashes, and I'm very honored. And the middle box right there, it says, for the Cihuapilli, it's for one of our esteemed members in the Aztec dancing, and that's his box for the ceremony. It keeps all of his stuff that for ceremony, and I get I really goosebumps right now and thinking about that someone trust us that much that they would want their sacred items and something that we have built. So that one right there, takes a little time and effort, and
Oh, absolutely.
so that they're just love to do this stuff and work.
So your material is this cedar?
Yes.
So-
It's
That's
because
beautiful.
cedar and redwood has natural properties in it that help keep bugs and insects out of it to keep from eating. Well, I make them specifically for the feathers, for our native reasons, so the bugs won't get in and eat leather and for regalia purposes, and so that's why. And then they smell amazing. So the red aromatic and Tennessee red cedars is what we use.
Those are beautiful, beautiful. I know you have a lot of them out at the different powwows that you go to, and those are just gorgeous. But you almost weren't with us. Tell us your story.
Yeah, in 2006, I got very sick, and I went into a coma, and for 4 months. I was asleep for 4 months, and it started with a cold. They said I had a cold, and it turned into the flu, and then turned into pneumonia and double pneumonia, and then I got in some kind of viral infection, and it consumed my lungs. And I was at Valley Medical Center, and it's a teaching hospital, so I think they kept me. They were trying to save my life, of course, but towards the end of the 4 months, they just could not. Western medicine was keeping me alive, but it wasn't saving me. So their thoughts were, okay, well, we're gonna let Raymond go and bring his family together to have, I let him go in a good way. And in a native way, my brother and the Indian House Center, Mike Duran, they got together and had a native ceremony for me. And they don't know what happened, right? They brought all this together and the medicine man out to, to pull the plug on my machines and let me go in that good way. But when they had the ceremony, something happened and it turned things around. And this is no joke. 4 days later, they put my x-ray up in the machine and they start seeing a little bit of clearing. So my lungs were starting to clear up. 4 weeks after that ceremony, I was let out of the ICU and then put in a transitional ICU. And then a couple weeks after that, I went to a convalescent home, and then I went home. And then I
Wonderful.
had to learn how to walk again and talk again. And being on, actually the the drum I sat at was Swift Cloud drum at the West Valley College powwow with my oxygen tank, and they just, Gene Newman rolled me right up there, and Billy made spot for me, Billy LeBeau, and I don't care what anyone says, to the ground. That's what healed me. It was prayers of my people and, the way we are today. And I take that message everywhere. I mean, that's what it's about.
There's
That's
the
right.
answer to our health crisis. Affordable Care Act, we have it. We
That's
have the
true.
answer.
That's true. And I'm
And-
sure people probably don't want to hear that, right? They can't make a lot of money off of it.
That's
True.
it.
There's no profit in the cure.
No,
So-
and
But-
we're so happy you're with us to spread all the good news and your good work in the community.
Well, we've gone beyond just doing boxes for eagle feathers. We've done full engraving. Lately, we found a need for grave markers, in tribal areas. We just had a request last year from one of our esteemed elders in a community here locally that needed 2 grave markers for their tribe in Arizona. And they needed 12 of them for Memorial Day. They have a lot of them that were just washed away. They don't have the money for them. People want to just charge absorbent, amounts just for a little grave marker.
Right, right.
And so they told us this story, and I said, we're going to figure this out. You know, so Christy and I went to the marbles. I just did a lot of research, you know, with sandblasting it, and so we figured it out how to do it with the laser machine and with the aid of the sandblaster, and we're able to make grave markers now for a fraction of the cost.
Oh,
and
that's
I really
wonderful.
want to get out there and help other tribes that can't afford them. I mean, we'll come up. I'm not going to say no to anybody. If you have a grave marker out there and you have a family member that needs help and you cannot afford that, you call Mato Numpa Theater Designs, ask for Ray Fiddler, and we will figure out a way to get that person, your family member, their identity back.
I saw a picture on Facebook. You had a bunch of little kids around you.
We just
You
did that
were-
yesterday.
You were teaching them boxes?
You
how to
know,
make
my
the
bird
boxes?
houses, we've been doing bird
Oh,
houses
okay.
and shelves. You know, I'm back and forth, and you know, it's one day it'll be bird houses, the next day it'll be shelves or something for. And then I let them choose too, because it's better than the mind of a child.
I think that's a good message. I think it's a good message that kids learn to work with their hands, learn the culture, learn, you know, so they can pass it down.
Right.
Because they're not going to pass down the video games, that's for sure.
Oh, they get so into it. I mean, we've had children just, I had a child last summer take a cedar box and make a puzzle out of the cedar box. So when you put the puzzle back together, it's the cedar box. I mean,
Oh, that's wonderful.
it was just,
That's cool.
I just can't wait for the next day.
I'm so
Okay.
glad you're still here with us
Yeah.
and just showing us so much and enlightening us and
Awesome.
making us laugh. Thank you for being here, Raymond.
Of course. Be looking for my comedy stuff. I have Poof, Imagination.
All right. Well, we'll make sure we show some of it to our audience in the very near future.
Thank
you for joining us, and we'll see you next week on Native Voice TV. Good night.